that don't want what we know out there.
How a person can go from really almost nothing to becoming a millionaire by owning rental properties.
He would always buy these flip houses, and I just remember thinking, this guy is crazy. Why would he buy that house?
In the past decade, there's been a huge surge in the peer-to-peer short-term rental market.
Become an insider. So you have to know the rules before you get the game.
Every second counts. So make every second count.
Welcome to the Real Estate Jam. Whether you're just beginning or the best of the best, we're glad you're here. We will share successes, failures, and strategies for the action-taking real estate investor. And now to your hosts, JD and Melissa.
Hi guys, welcome to the Real Estate Jam podcast. I'm JD with my wonderful co-host.
Me. Hey, how everyone? Thank you, JD.
You're welcome, Melissa. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna do another show with just me and Melissa today, and we wanted to talk a little bit about our habits and rituals, kind of how we run our day or how we try to run our day. We don't always meet our goals, but I think it's important to talk about some of the things that we're doing every day to help make us successful and what we do when things get in the way of that.
I love it. Let's do it.
All right. Well, starting out, Melissa, we started recently doing our, we received a planner from one of our mastermind meetings, and in it, it has your daily targets, your daily goals. It has something to think about. It asks what you're grateful for. And every morning we've been going through doing that, trying to plan our day. And if we don't get some of our targets done for one day, we must push it over to the next. And I think that that's been pretty helpful in at least giving us a game plan to start our day with. We don't always finish with that, but at least we start and get moving in the right direction. Can you talk a little bit about what those things are, Melissa?
Yeah. So like today is one of the weekly wisdoms that we wanted to go over because it really hit us. And it said, what habits and rituals could you create that allow you to perform at your highest level? And so JD and I started talking about that. And I really felt like adding an hour earlier to our day would really help us a lot because, you know, by the time you get to work and settle in and everything, your day's already starting and you're starting behind already. So we decided that we would start it an hour earlier.
Yeah. And I think that the real reason behind that is that as everybody else starts to wake up, as our employees start to come in, we face a bunch of fires that we have to put out. And so those important tasks that are helping drive our business forward overall, or those 30,000 foot business owner tasks that we have on our list to get done, those get pushed aside for the fires that pop up and the emergencies that everyone has, and the printers out of ink, and you know, the text message list has ran out, so we need more of those, and the probate letters have been returned, so what are we doing for that? And there's just so many of these little fires that we have to put out on a daily basis if we don't get some of the main things that we're supposed to be doing, like, for example, this podcast out of the way in the morning. There's no guarantee that we're going to have time, even if we've blocked it out, to do that later in the day.
Right. So part of our whole thing is getting up earlier and creating that morning ritual, the morning. And a lot of ours is our morning meetings, and, you know, to get us on track for what our targets were, like JD said, and what we didn't get done yesterday that we still need to push forward with today. It also lets you talk about what will make today great so that you can keep everything in focus for how your day is going to go.
Right. And I guess the main thing with that is it gives you that one big goal, that one thing that you should be striving for. That what would make today great if X happened? Well, we do everything we can to make that happen. Getting a property under contract, figuring out a title issue. There's a whole bunch of things that we can choose to make or to be our great thing for the day. And a lot of times the targets and the individual goals we have contribute to whatever that, if this happened today would be great mindset. But Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I was going to say, I really like how it makes you, one of the first things it does is make you address what you're grateful for, because I think we could get caught up in that and not even think about stuff like that, about like, what are you grateful for? And part of what we talked about today was about our team and the team that we're building out. And sometimes you aren't appreciative for even the little things, much less the big things. So I thought I really like how it makes us do that first.
Yeah, definitely. And it kind of puts everything in perspective, and you're coming into the day with a grateful mindset, which I think is beneficial. And for example, today we decided that we're grateful for our team, and that's really looking back on yesterday was one of the girls' birthdays, and we went out to lunch, and it felt comfortable. They were all people that we wanted to be there with, where in the past, some of our team members we've either not got along with personally, or they weren't rowing the boat in the same direction as us. Yeah. And right now we really feel like we're doing that and moving in the right direction. We're taking on a little bit more responsibility as far as mentoring other people, and they're contributing to our team too. And with those extra responsibilities, it's even more important to keep our habits and rituals, our morning meetings, getting up that a little bit earlier because we have more fires to put out throughout the day. Right now we're bringing on a newer wholesaler who is learning, but hasn't been in it long enough to really take action and get moving forward, getting the traction that he needs to do it all on his own. So we're kind of stepping him through some of the processes and having him help us on the way. So I'm teaching him, the kind of the way that we do things, and he's going on some appointments for us, taking pictures, setting up lock boxes and stuff like that. And it's a really beneficial relationship that we're working with. And I think the more we can do that, give back to somebody else, the more they're helping us. And it really, really helps when you like the people you're doing it with.
Yeah, for sure. So we said that it was great because we went to lunch with people and all we did was talk about real estate. So that was super great for JD and I. And then piggybacking on what he said about mentoring, and, they can help us and we can help them. He's had a couple of pretty deep issues that we were able to help him work through and show him how that looks with title issues and probate issues and those kind of things.
And foreclosure issues too. So probate and foreclosure issue that we're working through. The bank on one of his deals, the bank is starting its first. It hasn't been to Les Pendants yet, but it's starting to go down that path. And we were able to show him. I say we, but I mean Melissa was able to show him, hey, here's the website you got to go to contact these people and kind of slow down that process to give us a little bit more time so we can figure out a solution for the homeowners. And it's a big deal. And those kind of things are issues that when you're a brand new real estate investor, you haven't done this before, you don't really know the answer. And it's really great to be able to reach out to somebody. And for us, it's really great to be able to help somebody. One, it's the same reason we do the podcast, to give back a little bit, but two, it helps us build our team and also allows us to get more experience in some of those things that we don't come across every day. And so I think it's a mutual beneficial relationship, and building that into our team and our process moving forward, I think is something we're really looking forward to. If we can take on one or two mentees as we move forward and help them while they help us, I think that's going to be really good.
I agree.
What else we got? You want to talk? We also, speaking of something that can get you off of your habits and rituals, today, Melissa had a run-in with one of our haters from Craigslist. Melissa, you want to tell them about that?
So we had this property, a wholesale deal that we got under contract. And so part of our marketing strategy is that we try to put it out there in front of as many eyes as we can, which includes Craigslist. And so this is really the second one this week on this house. And so he sends me an email, that starts my day with 80,000, ha, ha, ha,
Yeah, 80,000 for a flip. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah. And so, I just couldn't let that go, because JD's teaching me how to handle those people like that. So I responded. I said, yeah, well, we had an offer for full price and 3 backup offers. So I don't know if it's a ha ha ha. So then he, of course, emailed me back because he obviously has nothing to do it also, and said, yeah, well, you wouldn't have it on Craigslist still if you got an offer. So
yeah. Well, I think what it is, and I think Grant Cardone says you're not doing it right if you don't have haters. And we've ran into a couple of haters, especially on social media and Facebook, because nobody will say that to us in real life. It's because that they have nothing better to do. But we should spend more time on Craigslist than we do looking for other deals and stuff like that. But even if we're on there full time, we wouldn't stop and send an email talking trash to somebody because we have too much stuff to do and we're too busy to be able to do that. And really, we should probably just let those hater emails go. Every once in a while, we'll jab back, but it makes me feel good that somebody is looking at our stuff. One, because just because he doesn't like Melissa said, we had full price offer, 3 backups, people fighting over this deal. And because it was a good deal, it lets me know that person is either just trolling or they don't really know what's going on and what the area is like and how much value was in that property. We probably could have got it for more if we had wanted to wait longer. I think it's fun to mess with the haters, but really at the end of the day, all that does is suck time away from our habits and rituals. It takes time from away from the things that we're supposed to be doing. And we just got to look to move past those, which that's easier said than done. Melissa moves past them really easy all the time. And I'm always like, well, let's write him a letter.
And he's done that.
and explain why they're wrong in there. But it doesn't matter because you're never going to change any of those guys' mind. And really, at the end of the day, those aren't the people that we're looking to do business with anyway. Yeah. So we should really just move on from that.
Right. Yeah. And if we wouldn't have been driving, I would not have engaged. But I had some dead time while driving.
Yeah. And I think that the more of those kind of people we get in our lives, the more money we're making. So I'm okay with that too. Yeah. It's kind of like a speedometer. Like the more haters you have, the more money's going into our bank account. So I'll take it indirectly. I don't know. What else do we got today, Melissa?
I think that was it. Those were just some highlights we wanted to go over. We had a guest, but they bailed at the last minute. So we were just kind of putting together some issues and stuff that we were going through.
Yeah. One of the other issues that I think that I've seen recently for us has to do with these other time sucks that maybe aren't as easy to get away from, because there's a lot of things that pop up every day that are important that we have to deal with, whether that's family issues or my tax issues, right? I had pushed off my taxes till the end of into very, 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 very last minute, and then Melissa had to stop and help me get all of our the paperwork together and get it submitted to the CPA and help me with all of that. And what that did was pushed some of our critical tasks for our business to the next day. And so one of the things that I'm working on is procrastinating less, right? Because if I had got those done earlier in the year when I should have, then we wouldn't have lost that time at the end of the week. And so that's something that I have to work on and stay. Now, really, I have been working on doing things better and upfront for the most part, but some of the lagging things are still catching up with us. So what I'm going to do as soon as we get off of here is upload this podcast so that I don't have to worry about that and it doesn't get pushed off and nothing else can get in the way of it. And next year I'll do my taxes on time, Melissa.
Well, you're pretty close to perfect. So,
yeah, pretty close to perfect. All right, guys. Well, that's all we got for you this week. We'll have another guest next week. We got some really good ones coming up. So make sure you stick around for those. Melissa, thank you.
Thank you, JD. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Real Estate Jam. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. For more information, check out our website, therealestatejam.com, or find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Real Estate Jam. If you have any questions, feel free to drop us an email at therealestatejam@gmail.com. See you next episode.